Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, Donald J. Trump went to Arizona on Saturday and let it rip. I'm not going to regurgitate everything that he said. There's no need. However, Chuck Holbrook, who is in Scottsdale, Arizona, went over there and covered it for us. So please check out all of the videos that Chuck took. Bottom line is, Donald J. Trump was right about damn near everything. He has got all the momentum, all the support, all the passion, and it drives the Democrats and the American Communist 10 crazy too freaking bad. The Olympics, the ratings are down as low can be, down 33%, the TV ratings. People just aren't watching like they used to, which is sad. There's one exception, my wife. My wife watches it all. And over the weekend, I did watch some of it. But lots of controversy. At the same time, some of the absurdities of the mask wearing, you know, like the swimmers coming out and wearing their masks from here to there and then taking the masks off, you know, and then the families are back home watching, you know, cheering remotely. I mean, it is kind of a really screwed up games, is it not? And then, of course, you had the American men's team losing to France for the first time they've lost since 2004. Not good. Cleveland Indians, who are now going to be called the Cleveland Guardians. I didn't know this, but lo and behold, they were named the Cleveland Indians after the first Indian professional baseball player. It was an honor that they were bestowing upon him. I mean, the Guardians? Baseball Guardians? Everybody, first thing you think of is, right, Guardians of the Galaxy. It's got nothing to do with baseball or the Cleveland Indians. Just more political correctness. Curfew on the Taliban. The ministry in Afghanistan has put a curfew on the Taliban. Do you believe this? Curfewing terrorists. Can you imagine the Taliban? Oh, okay, yeah, okay. We'll make sure we're in at 9 o'clock and we won't have any guns with us past 8 o'clock. Seriously. Curfewing the Taliban. True. They think that's going to work. Department of Justice. Merrick Garland's, the American Communist 10's got a new partner now, full-blown Department of Justice, just like under Eric Holder. Corrupt as hell. The Department of Justice, while out there prosecuting criminals for little petty stuff left and right, is dropping the prosecution of the Chinese military who lied who they were to go teach in universities. Can you imagine if Trump dropped that? They would say, oh, he's buddies with G. Dropping it. What else does DOJ drop? They're dropping the nursing home investigations in all these states, including Cuomo in New York. Political gangsterism. The Department of Justice itself, the FBI, the Department of Justice, corrupt as hell in this country. Sad, sad day. But you watch. All these other people, like I said, somebody gets nailed for this, that, and everything, they're going to be prosecuted. And they'll act like we're going after the law. Joe Biden, he's apparently getting out of all these contracts, everything else. It's costing Joe Biden and the United States taxpayer $2 billion to stop building the wall. So rather than spend that money building the damn wall, we're spending $2 billion on nothing. This is the way the left, the liberals, the political gangsters roll. It's every day I do this show, folks, and I'm just thinking, one show, it's just as bad as the next. Today's show's off the charts with some of the craziness. Tony Podesta, the campaign manager for Hillary Clinton, has been hired by the Chinese tech giant, I don't know how you pronounce it, but we'll put the name up there, Huawei or whatever they're called, to create warmer relations with Joe Biden. What did I do that American Communist 10 for Saturday and Sunday? It's about the money. All money, China. Tony Podesta, warmer relations. Nancy Pelosi, boy, you would think based on the evening news, which I caught NBC yesterday only because after the Olympics. Lead story, January 6th convention. Nancy Pelosi appointing Representative Kissinger Kinzinger from Illinois. He's another anti-Trump Republican, just like Liz Cheney. You would think it was the most important story there is. But unbelievable. Fix is in. Nancy Pelosi is as a political gangster as anybody. Corrupt as hell. Joe Biden, it comes out the latest on Hunter Biden's laptop. Joe Biden had fake email addresses that were being used for all this funny business with the business of Hunter Biden and him with China and everybody else. Fake email addresses. Who does fake? I've never done a fake email address in my life. I've never done any fake Facebook page, nothing. You got a vice president, former vice president, doing fake freaking emails. Why? Why would a former vice president want to use fake freaking emails? It's unbelievable. Maine, the great state of Maine, the home of Chamberlain who saved the Union at Gettysburg. It's going to be illegal to do criminal background checks on employee applications. You can't check out an employee's criminal record. What? Salt Lake City, they jumped right on board. Racism, they voted public health crisis. See how they do it? Taxpayer-funded overseas abortions. How does that sit with you? It's not enough that we want to taxpayer-fund abortions here. Let's go globalist on funding abortions. Can't make it up. 1.8 million people turned down jobs to stay unemployed. 1.8 million. Great policy there. Meanwhile, we need all these workers. They're sitting home on their ass. The NSA, if they now admitted, apparently, they unmasked Tucker Carlson. Incredible. I hope Tucker Carlson sues the hell out of him. Did you see the D.C., the Washington, D.C. police chief, a black man going off on crime and criminals and the system and the need for policemen? It's great. Check it out. It was last Friday. This guy's good. San Francisco, typical liberal city, they're doing a study for $20,000 garbage cans. What goes into a $20,000 garbage can? This is an example of what I always rail against, like these contracts, these government contracts. Who's making the money? Like they say, well, it's going to cost $1 billion to the Brent Spence Bridge. I guarantee you, if it's $1 billion, somebody's getting $500 million in profit. It's sickening. Women in the draft. What do you think about that? Rhetorical question for you. I don't think women should be drafted. I think we should maintain a voluntary military force, period. But how do you like that? Well, drafting women? You're going to have, maybe they're doing it because some men started identifying as women to get out of the draft. Twitter has allowed Antifa on their site to rejoice in the killing of a Washington state policeman. How do you like that? Can you imagine if one of us did it? Banned for life. Trump's banned for life. Antifa can say whatever the hell they want. Liz Cheney is doing an ad where she claims she's a Clinton Republican. Trying to get votes being a Clinton Republican. Some Democrat congressman immediately, they go to space, immediately wants to tax space travel. I'll tell you right now, it's tax, tax, tax. What can we like tax? You know what tax is? There's a famous Supreme Court decision, I think it said, tax is the power to destroy. Tax is the power to destroy. They want to destroy everything. The Vatican is running a 500% deficit. Wow. Not good for the Vatican. Brave Books is a conservative kids' books are coming out doing the opposite of the LBGT books. One of these books they're putting out, Elephants Are Not Birds. Well done. I want to close with two stories. One local, masks and vaccines. Over the past 48 hours, you had MSNBC host call anybody who's not getting a vaccine an idiot. You've had France, 160,000 people in the streets protesting the mandatory vaccination. You had Valerie Jarrett, the former chief of staff who ran the country under Barack Obama, saying it's time for mandatory vaccinations. You got Rahm Emanuel saying it's time for vaccinations and there's going to be award and punishment. You got Fauci saying that you might need to come back with masks now, even indoor, even with vaccinated. They tell us this, then they tell us this, then they tell us, I'm going to do a list and do a special show on it. Big cities. All the big cities are making kids wear masks. Is that, LA, Chicago, New York. Last but not least, St. Louis, masks anywhere and everywhere. The Attorney General's filed a lawsuit to try to stop it. It just never ends. The vaccination, the mask wearing, the controlling, the everything. I Googled what happens to you if you have already had coronavirus, like me, and you get the Delta variant. There's no evidence that you're going to die. The fear-mongering is unbelievable. Last but not least, a local story, Flora Hills. I got a lot of messages on this. Apparently, Flora Hills, you're only supposed to put the flowers in a vase, but apparently people have been putting flowers and other monuments out for their loved ones for years and years, and they didn't tell anybody. Just one day this weekend, apparently, they took it all. They took all the monuments, all the flowers, everything else. Very insensitive to the deceased and their loved ones. And you know what it's another example of? Rules. We get inundated. Local, state, regional, national. Rules, rules, rules. Everybody wants to come up with more. We have more rules. People wonder why there's a little backlash. I mean, there's so many stupid rules. Anyway, Flora Hills. Jack Wagon of the day. Jack Wagon. Floral Hills. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.